Livingston, roll that beautiful beam footage.
We all go down.
Boom. We all gonna die Wednesday. Good evening, everybody. Kane Corso, Canadian, Metal Spawn, Gypsy, good to see you. Wolfang, Half-Ass Ready, Hobson, Teresa Buchanan, Scott Hummer in the house, Tucked by V1, David Baez, Foxfire, good to see you. Blackfoot Wolf, Ed Case, Eric N1RV, Amy King, Rural 2IC in the house, PA Prepper, Loretta Hooch, good to see you. Milo 2A, yo, what's good? Hope all is well. STP, good to see ya. Hope everybody's doing fabulous this evening. All 49 of you. Sorry, we're late. Sorry.
51.
You gotta.
51, bro. 51.
Yeah. Now.
Hey, see, I called it.
YouTube wants us to insert an ad.
1,000, bro. 1,000. Come on, do your thing, YouTube. Maybe I broke the algorithm.
We shall see. We shall see.
Would be a good time to insert ads, wouldn't it?
Apologies for the tardiness this evening. Livingston Man and I actually had an event to attend tonight, and it's a reason why I titled the live stream what it is, because I go into this thing, Livingston Man, I had a feeling that we were going to learn some shit tonight. And
it turned out like we sort of learned what like we already knew, which was interesting. It's like but we didn't know why we like knew.
Yeah, or
right?
actual numbers, right?
And
this was something that I didn't have.
He was a person who like every good conspiracy theorist, we went and we found a person that agreed with us and presented a cherry-picked data.
I did not know this person was in agreement with us until we were fed the facts, Livingston.
I thought
Man.
it was going to be some Hudson hipster thing, actually. I really thought it was going to be like binary or something.
So
or
what
not.
the heck are we talking about? Livingston Man and I attended a severe weather seminar and how you can be better prepared to face severe weather. It's a 2 hours, right? I think it's going to roll a little over. I think we were like 15, 20 minutes over tonight. So,
in the words of the guy, a weather disaster is by far the most likely to befall you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they hit us tonight with nothing but facts and statistics for the Hudson Valley, which I thought was really cool. It was kind of tailor-made to our, I want to call it a microclimate that we have here.
Sure.
Right. And
which
they
was
stacked,
also roughly explained.
They stacked the data in front of us tonight, right? Stacked it high. The guy, Ken, who's giving the seminar, incredibly knowledgeable, highly skilled individual who has the receipts to prove it, right? The man knows his shit, and he's been in the shit. And
he had like sort of he was number one Eagle Scout, Order of the Arrow, all this all up in that. But then Wilderness Rescue and EMT, and he was a tactical medic at Woodstock '99.
True story.
And if you remember that, there was some things going on there.
Yep.
They were the only ones cleared to actually enter the fray to administer medical aid to like rioters, essentially.
Yeah.
So the guy is not only that, but is a storm tracker.
Yeah, he's part of the what do they call that? The weather spotters.
I always want to
right?
call it Skynet, but something like that.
Skywarn.
That's it.
Skywarn. I know Jeep Girl and her family are associated with the Skywarn thing, and they do the same kind of thing, man. They go out and track the intensity of these storms and damage and things that befall people from extreme weather events. And the data tonight did not lie. And it told a tale that obviously extreme weather events are becoming more common, not in just certain parts of the world, but in all parts of the world.
Yeah, it wasn't touched on as to why, but I felt like he was trying to get at something that we're not going to get into here because not a hole we want to go down. But for the chat, what do you guys think in terms of damage caused and casualties caused in the Hudson Valley of New York? Now, if you're from here, if you're not from here, this might, it's okay if you get it wrong. But what do you think is the most dangerous, damage-causing, casualty and or fatality-causing weather event in the rough Hudson Valley area?
Yeah. It took me a little bit by surprise too, Livingston, man, because I thought for sure it was going to be flooding.
I thought maybe it would have something to do with like a winter thing, like or an ice storm.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but.
Agnostic says flash flooding. Rural says heat. Scott flooding. Flash
Somebody's
flooding.
got it right.
Snowstorm, rain or high winds, heat. Mother Nature does what she does. You ain't wrong, Wolfgang. You ain't wrong. Gypsy says snow. CJ says drowning. And
really
believe it or not, rip currents are a weather event. And there have been, when there's an emergency with a rip current, unfortunately, the fatalities and instances were almost 50-50. So if you get caught in a rip current, you got a 50-50 chance, Livingston, man.
There was some interesting, that was a little hard to wrap my head around. It's almost like you'd want to sit down and take another class in the way they classify and in terms of like what actually earns the definition.
Of a tornado,
of
a hurricane, and the dates have a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
right?
if just because there's a hurricane in May, it's not, because hurricanes are from June to November.
Yeah, I believe so.
So even though it is for all intents and purposes,
that's
not.
That's the problem with Hurricane Sandy and Superstorm Sandy, right? The difference was the 3 days that it took. That fell at the cutoff line, so it turned from a hurricane, which it was the whole entire time. But New York only got hit by Superstorm Sandy because of the date change. They didn't classify it as a hurricane landing. So the classifications skew the actual numbers in favor of things looking better, honestly, Livingston, man.
Right. Once you work your way through this complicated it's like some gender identity that they use
for the weather.
Yeah.
For the weather.
It's very it's a spectrum apparently. So but okay, so one of you got that question that I asked correct. I think it was only one of you. Although another person said a word that I sometimes use to describe them.
Yeah.
Tornadoes, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Although in Hudson Valley parlance, we will usually describe these as microbursts or downbursts.
Yeah. Straight line winds.
Straight line winds are different.
Yeah, they're two actually different categories.
Straight line winds, as their name would imply, is a broad front moving, like a wave.
Yeah.
A tornado literally turns.
Yep. King Corso says, let me guess, Sasquatch. No. Sasquatches are not mentioned.
Sasquatch is not weather related.
No. Microaggression tornado? No, but
sometimes
tornadoes.
You get those. That's when the microaggression comes from these weathermen when they send me a severe thunderstorm warning and then nothing happens. I'm like, that was a microaggression, bro.
Listen, they
triggered my anxiety, bro.
They went through the data with us tonight. From 1950 to last year. 1950 to last year.
He pointed he had updated this to April of this year.
Oh, fantastic. So, I mean, we went through the data, man, and
he showed us FEMA reports. You can get, and he said this repeatedly.
And National Weather Service. Yeah,
this is all free source information. Of course, a good handful of it comes from the government, but it is the statistics they're relying on.
Absolutely.
To tell you what's what.
For sure.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Tell them.
No, go ahead.
It keeps getting worse. From 1950 to 2025, 75 years. the data was clear.
Yeah.
Severe weather is on the rise.
100%.
In places that you are typically predisposed to think it doesn't belong.
Yep. It's true. It's true. Mother Nature is extremely moody. I personally think it has something to do with a pole shift, Livingston Man. Maybe magnetic, right? But it could be an amplitude of reasons.
It's because they keep shooting them damn rockets at the stars, man. That's the problem every time.
Gen X Gemini, good to see you. Jason in VA says, but why?
It's not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, honestly.
The fact is,
it's getting worse.
Yes, all across the board, everywhere you look across the world, like, okay, the weather is just not for the better. You need to make better preparations and, like, better bring a raincoat today, it's cloudy. Yeah. Actually know, to the best of your ability, what the weather is going to be. And you got to plan long term, because disasters, you don't really see them coming. You can get warning. Like, yeah, and what they're going to do is...
but you don't have much time.
Right, and it's not like you're going to get time to, like, pick up your house and move it, like, to another town or something like that. It's more like it's coming to destroy where you live, and if you don't want to be destroyed too, maybe you got to leave. Disasters work like that if you're lucky enough to have warning of such a thing. Disasters happen when communication fails or is otherwise incompetently managed.
Yeah.
Here in the Hudson Valley, for statistically, as we were shown, the likelihood of moderate to severe damage from tornadoes alone.
Yeah.
But we don't have, like, sirens and shit. It's not
No.
you run to the root cellar. We don't have those either.
This isn't Tornado Alley. However, the Hudson Valley, our area in New York State, has the most tornadic activity in the world. Not necessarily tornadoes, but that
potential to form them.
Correct. The turbulence in the sky from the different mountain systems that we have here, from the Catskills to the Taconics to the Berkshires to the Adirondacks, it creates funnels.
We have 3 main ducts.
And when the wind comes the right direction, and hot and cold front, warm and cool fronts meet, hot and cold fronts meet, that's trouble.
I'm glad you said that, because there's a common discrepancy that I want to point out here, and I hate this and I harp on it. It's kind of a pet peeve, and every time I hear it, it boils my blood. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Fucking false. In fact, completely untrue. Thunder only happens when there's lightning. It's what it is. What you're hearing is the air being ionized by the superheated plasma state of lightning.
Filling the gap.
Stevie Nicks, go back to 9th grade science class. I hate you. This is also the chick who thinks that a one-winged dove would say who. That's a fucking owl. Stephanie. I bet her name's fucking Stephanie. Sorry, I had to get it out.
Yeah, there you go. That's We All Gonna Die. Stevie Nicks gonna get you. God, 6,000,001 ways to We All Gonna Die Wednesday now.
I can also Ghost Lincoln quote an article I read with weasel words that says that actually heat lightning is not really a thing. Those are sprites, and they're caused by something like the Northern Lights, but different.
Yep. Mad Chad, good to see you, brother.
What article? I don't know. I got 3 sources. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it.
I mean, seriously, though, tomorrow, this is a 2-day seminar.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm super excited for tomorrow because the gentleman who is giving the seminar has absolutely no idea that he is sitting across the table from the owner-operator of Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. And I haven't really let the cat out of the bag yet. I've just been a conscientious observer and taking in the information. But tomorrow, he wants to discuss how folks can be better prepared for weather events like this, and the places to go, the things to do. I mean, he handed out tonight their FEMA issued. Actually, you know what, Livingston, man, take the helm. I'm gonna go grab. I don't know if I have it in my pocket. Yeah, I do. Right here. Boom. Look at this. This is a FEMA issued. Okay. This is a communications card. This is your little planner. Look how the Livingston man goes. Look at him go. This is from ready.gov. They give these things away. And it's your family emergency communications plan. Right here on a little card that folds up to business card size. Stick it in your wallet.
He had a stack of them like this, Stik.
Laminate something like this and put one in your wife's purse. Put one in your kid's backpack. Stick it in the back of their cell phones, right? They're always carrying those fucking cell phones. So stick it in the case in the back, emergency comms plan. And I think the thing to do with a no comms plan, in all honesty, because if none of these methods work,
you could laminate that.
You need a fallback.
You could put that in a cache. You could.
Yeah, it's a business card size, man. Business card size. Ready.gov.
Are you forgetful? Do you need to just remember where the fuck everybody lives? Like,
write it all down. Write it all down. It's there. It's there. I mean, God forbid you become a statistic, Livingston man, and they can pull this out of your pocket and at least notify your family, right? I mean, that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you never fucking need this thing. You never need it, right?
It's better to need it and not have it. Than fucking have it and not need it, man.
There you go. Somebody quote that one. Independent Men United. Good to see you, sister. It was a
very interesting class. What the gentleman did this evening was presented his case, which was extremely compelling.
Yeah.
Backed up with science and data. I know that there's fucking...
whatever, man.
Conjecture about all that shit, but I was convinced by what I was shown. And tomorrow, tomorrow we're going to go to the same place, and this is free, by the way.
Absolutely.
At Sparka Hudson in Hudson, New York.
Yep. Free class.
5th and Union.
Yeah.
Show up if you're so inclined, but not tomorrow. Now, having presented his case as to why we should give a fuck.
Absolutely.
And now we do.
Indeed.
Indeed. Okay, what do you do about it? Tomorrow is going to be like some real meat and potatoes, this whole thing. There was talk about evac bags, he called them. We know him by so many other names, but... Yeah. So tomorrow is where I almost feel like Michael and I will be able to...
interject a bit more?
Or at least, better relate. The very scientific matter was not so thick I couldn't get through it, but it was a little like, okay.
Yeah, same stats over and over and over again. Just kind of drilling it into your head that these things are actually happening.
I said to the guy, I was like, so... what you're implying here is it's not getting any better.
So I think one of the best questions that came out of the class tonight was from the lady who sat next to me when she said, do you think it's just better reporting, or maybe people are more observant to these things nowadays than they were before, thicker populations, maybe they were in places where it wasn't noticed? And he looked her right in the face and said no. They've got it from multiple sources. These things weren't only tracked by the town wrote in the book every day what the weather was back in the day before they had a computer.
Yeah, this stuff had been backed up by actually written down local history. I was gonna go there too. Yeah. Just in well, haven't we installed more and better radars and stuff? But it was an unequivocal no. This weather meteorological history we were presented with was backed up with evidence.
Yeah, and it was pretty telling. Here in the Hudson Valley, we've experienced up to EF4 tornadoes. The thing was 330 yards wide and stayed on the ground for how long was it, Livingston man? I think it was. It landed multiple times.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple occasions of EF4 tornadoes here in the Hudson Valley.
These cause catastrophic damage. What do you call it? Leveling.
Yeah.
There's nothing left flat.
That's not like you lose your siding and your roof. That is, you need to be in the basement or you're going to be sucked into the air. Some of the fatalities from that incident was some folks who were in a car, and their car was picked up several hundred feet into the air and deposited on a nearby wooded hillside. So
they got yeeted, ladies and gentlemen.
He made it a point to tell everybody that these things are not predictable. When they hit the ground, they're going to go where they go. They may leave your house untouched and take everybody else's in the neighborhood. There is no rhyme or reason to what they're going to do. He said the best guess is they typically travel southwest to northeast just because of the rotation.
We have the jet stream here, makes its wicked bend, and usually either makes things go directly like flat across us, or it brings air up from the south. How we will generally know here in the Hudson Valley, and it's an old wives' tale, sort of a farmer's method, but if you know which way is south and the wind is coming rather strong from the south, you can expect rain in like 24 to 36 hours.
So, Tuck, one of the points that he chose to make in the width of this tornado...
7 blocks of the city of Hudson.
Correct. So if something like this were
There's only like 8 of them.
Yeah. So we're talking majority of a densely populated area could be completely leveled by one of these things in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
Minutes.
In some cases, these things can cause catastrophic damage in minutes. In worse cases, when they're allowed to roam free, they can stay on the ground and do stuff. And the only difference between what is it now, a spout and a tornado is whether it touches the ground.
Yeah. Or land.
Well,
land.
and they can jump over things. This tornado in particular, it jumped over the Hudson River.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually started in Palinville, I believe, right?
Yeah, it worked its way again, like sort of southwest.
Just leaving destruction in its path, you know. And as we've been seeing, you know, in the news,
let's make them scarier.
Everywhere.
They tend to come at night.
Miko Wolf, yeah, 100%. Tornadoes are like the hand of God. If your house is not touched, you're blessed. Amen. Amen.
There was also that we were shown pictures of tornado devastation on one side of literally a street. It was all gone. The other side of the street, cars were still parked in the driveways like nothing happened. They had some leaves blown around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's incredible.
We all gonna die Wednesday, and here in upstate New York, Hudson Valley specifically, it's probably gonna be the fucking tornado that gets you, and wouldn't you know it, where it's prime season for them. Super hot.
Yeah, man.
The clouds are getting thicker. We're living in a greenhouse,
today.
And this breeds that kind of shit.
It does. You know what I noticed, Livingston, man? Most of the dates on these big events were mid-July. Right, mid-July to August, those dog days of summer when it's really hot and a cold front blows in, then we get into some trouble here.
Okay, so a dust devil is not a tornado either, because it has to perform a certain level of damage before it's considered anything. Now, an EF0 tornado is the same thing as you standing up out of the sunroof of your car.
Yeah, on a highway speed, 65 to 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like, wow, maybe your face would kind of be doing this a little bit. You're like, holy, you know, but after that is when you get into tornado, what they're actually capable of. So imagine standing up out the roof of your car on the thruway, doing 85 miles an hour. That's a 0 tornado.
Yeah.
And less than that, they won't even talk about it. After this is when it blows siding off your house, takes the roof off, levels buildings.
Galdrell, I'll get to that in just a second because microbursts or...
we call those pop-up thunderstorms now.
So microbursts are something classified totally different. Those are straight line winds, and they literally come through like a wall, like a wave of air.
A downburst is it's like a tornado that doesn't spin. The air is pushing
just pushes
straight
everything
down.
flat. Yeah, it's
Those
wild.
are the ones that look like God put his thumb on a spot.
Yeah, and just crushed all the trees.
They're
the
like
house,
sprayed
everything.
out like a fucking meteor hit. Yeah, you see those in the Adirondacks.
CUCV Farmer says EF0 tornadoes can do damage. My brother and I survived one 100%, depending upon the...
an EF0, so blew your lawn chairs over. You're going to rebuild.
No, man,
bro.
85 miles an hour can mess some stuff up. And, when you're talking the difference between 85 and 86...
I got a leaf blower capable of 210. So...
Oh, we're totally going to have to make a video with that.
Let's destroy shit. Let's point it
Just
at
get the
roof
Livingston
shingles.
man's face flapping.
There's an image I can't get out of my head. How about you guys? Well, the idea being it's not getting any better. Now, we can sit here and prattle on about tornadoes because as we were subjected to, tornadoes are a big issue for us. And
yeah.
Because we get a lot of, especially the dog days summer here where we live, it's thunderstorm season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to get crushed by one.
They come, they go, they're always very specific where they go, and it's usually they're not, whether they turn into a tornado or not. Here in upstate New York, we don't get those tornado alley ones where you see the funnel cloud and it's like, oh my God.
On the ground forever. They jump. They jump here.
Right. Those were described because out in the Great Plains and Tornado Alley is that they have free reign. They can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Nothing's in their way. Here we have, farm fields, rivers, mountains, hills, all kinds of things that break them up and dissipate them. But what they do is they can touch down again somewhere else.
Yeah, and they often tend to do, as we learned tonight.
And every summer, somebody, especially Kinderhook, Chatham, and stuff, with tracks with what he said on that southeastern or southwest to northeast corridor. Where we are specifically, they would jump over us because of the mountains. But where the mountain range ends, further north of us, is where we often see
people
heavy storm damage a lot.
Yeah, man. Huge hail too. There was he showed some footage of what golf ball size hail can do. And I've literally experienced that. The only thing that saved the vehicle that we were in from the hailstones, no joke, guys, about the size of this bell. I picked them up off the hood of my truck and put them in my freezer because they were baseball size. Off the hood of my truck, we were in a Subaru Outback wagon. And the only thing I heard them hit, and I looked up and I saw the moonroof above us, and I was like, oh no. And I closed the cover to it, thinking it would save me from these giant hailstones. But we pulled in an area where the storm was coming from, where all the stuff that hit us went through pine trees first. So thankfully it slowed them down, and believe it or not, all the glass in that thing held. We got pelted, man. It was bad. People lost the siding in their house. It looked like somebody went through with a freaking hand grenade launcher and just blew holes in their house. All the windows smashed out.
You're getting roof damage at this point.
Oh yeah, bro. There was dents in people's roofs. The size of softballs. Your shingles were cracked and destroyed. Your gutters were gone. All the siding was gone. The whole neighborhood just got decimated from this stuff.
And another thing he pointed out, and one of the first things that this fella showed us was that FEMA did a survey to conduct preparedness for Americans, and guess what? It's not getting any better. There was an alarming number of people who literally answered, I am not prepared and don't plan to be.
Yeah.
They were like, nah. And 52% of people expected that the help from the federal government.
They're going to be there for you right away.
Now, here's what is ironic. I don't even know how to fucking use ironic, and I think in saying that I'm using it right. But what was what I couldn't get around is that FEMA conducted this test. FEMA was sort of our civil defense corps.
Yeah.
But FEMA, as per the current administration's orders, is either being gutted or shut down.
It no longer exists.
The ones that 52% of people thought were coming for them are not coming for them. As Mike has said repeatedly,
absolutely,
no one is coming for you.
That's
right. You have to be your own first responder. You have to make sure you have thought about your situation and the things that are potentially available to you and things that are potentially going to occur to you.
Katrinka says, do you guys in New York get tornadoes a lot? So, I am going to put it up to the chat. How many tornadoes do you think there were in all of New York State last year? Livingston, man, could you bring up the statistics for us? Because I want to make sure I get it right. I think I remember it from the seminar, but I just want to be 100% sure. It's right there. Oh, there you go. Boom. Perfect. We got it. Okay, cool.
Oh, breaks it down by what?
Breaks it down by every single one. Yeah.
All right, but like, okay, good.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We got the numbers. We got the numbers. That's it. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 100, 5, 60, 67, 32, 55.
The guy that nailed it cheated. He definitely did what we did.
Rob B. Of course you would. Of course you would. Price is Right rules. I do believe
We got an exact match here.
Yeah. Go ahead and highlight it, Livingston Man, for everybody. There you go. 32. I believe. Is that what it is? Click back on that.
32.
Is it 32?
That's the guy was saying he cheated. He looked it up.
32. 32.
He looked it
32.
up. He didn't know that off the top
July.
of his
So
head.
July had 23 tornadoes last year. So.
The fella asked us, "What do you think's the whatever? Like, what do you think's the most thing you should be worried about? Like, what causes the most damage, whatever?" And it was floods. Everybody was stuck on floods because Texas.
Yeah.
But I said like tornadoes, and he looked at me sideways, and I was like, "Shit, that was the wrong answer. This ain't Kansas anymore, Livingston, man." But then like it turned into his entire presentation was about tornadoes. Like I said, when I said in the beginning, I was like that. We knew it, but we didn't know like I guess why we knew it. Now we know why we know. Here in upstate New York, tornado, most likely weather event to get you.
Yeah, apparently.
Living in a green zone.
So here's a question for the folks in the chat. And I think this will be our last one for tonight. I think we cut this off around 9. I don't even remember what time we started. But I know Angry Fella usually.
8:15.
He's coming on at 9.
Hey.
So.
I'm fucking hungry right now.
Excuse me. The number one weather-related killer of people. What are your thoughts? You guys got to let me know in the chat. And before we leave tonight, I will give you the answer.
What weather event has taken more lives and caused more casualties, and not only just in history ever?
Yeah.
What you think? What you think, fam?
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. Jesus Christ! Don't everybody type it into Google at once.
It's ex-wives, says Dan Rose. Yeah. Floods, tornadoes, heart disease, and illness. That's the number one killer of
Americans.
People health-related, but we're talking weather-related. MD says lightnings. Johnny says hurricanes and floods. Earthquakes. Just kidding. Hurricanes is snow.
The way the government classifies these weather events, we're not sure if an earthquake is weather or geological. We don't know. They probably have a fucking...
Yeah, they probably got a whole separate category for that. He said winter has 3 subcategories, and then there's cold on top of winter as well. So,
right.
Gen X says Democrats. Maybe. CUCV Farmer says flood if you include Noah's. If you do, he wins every time.
I should have fucking thrown that at him.
Tsunami. That's a good one, Tuck. That's a good one. Katrinka, hail does destroy a roof over a certain size.
Once again, somebody got, a couple of people I think got this.
Yes. There's definitely, I see a lot of right answers. Cow farts was a good one. That's good. Ice on the road. Yeah.
Cow farts leads to it. So I guess cow farts can be considered.
Yardbird says it's the plague.
I'm going to ask this guy: are cow farts now? Are methane emissions from herbivores considered a weather event? Can your radar see it? Did it touch the ground? That's the only real difference. He's like, well, did it touch the ground? I'm like,
Jeep Girl says the hurricanes. That's a good guess. That's a really good guess. Weather is cynical and we're in an uptick. Johnny Preps, you ain't wrong. Eric says it's fentanyl. Yeah. That's not weather related. Thank God.
Related event. How do we know it's not? This is a hole. Let's dig it. Fentanyl is weather? Why not? Can't tell me otherwise. I believe it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Patty C says she loves the heat and the sun. And I will tell you that heat is the #1 killer across the board.
Patty C, I feel like the heat would tell you to say that.
Yep.
Have you had water today, love?
I tell you what, the heat almost got me today, bro. It was hot.
Do you see the fucking contract? Do you see what that star in the sky does to you? That's a fire 96 million miles away. Made my skin.
Independent says fentanyl identifies as weather.
Imagine a fentanyl tornado, bro.
Leave you alive. Leave you alive.
That'd be that's 7th generation warfare. We're putting drugs in the weather, son.
So Kane Corso hits on a point, and I've seen some articles, and I've done a little bit of research into it. Cloud seeding, Livingston, man.
There's a thing for that. Air quality.
It's real.
Air quality is considered a weather event.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
and in Hudson, they got this little purple box where you can go and check the weather.
The air quality. Yeah, it updates every couple minutes, he said. So.
Canadian wildfires be smoking up the joint these days.
Yeah, well, from Western Canada. We're still getting smoke down here in the valley, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Sky's
World
red.
gone mad. It's getting worse. The weather is getting more extreme, let's face it. It doesn't matter where you live. You are at risk from an extreme weather event, whether it's flash flooding, tornadoes, extreme ice or snowstorms, extreme heat. We know that's the ` killer. So me being who I am, when I see the #1 killer, that's what I want to prepare for.
All right, I'm gonna offer a rebuttal to this though.
Ooh.
Now.
Well played, Gadrell.
No. Well, yes, well played. And my response, no.
117. Good God.
They who are unaffected by weather, controlled or not, are
unaffected.
Free. Okay, the goal here, the idea here, you got to be prepared for this stuff. A weather-related disaster is the most likely of the disasters on a long list to befall you.
Yeah.
Instead of, and I'm not saying, don't dig deeper by whatever your means are, whatever your philosophy is. You want to prep for that EMP, go ahead, man. That solar flare, that CME, the whatever you think's going to happen, yes, but practically and logically and backed up by science. I know we hate it, but hear me out.
It's evolving. As long as it evolves.
A weather-related disaster is the most likely of all disasters to befall you, and possibly because you know this, it is a certainty. You can most easily prepare for it. It's as simple as the old school civil defense thinking. Not only do you, your family, and your immediate surroundings need you prepared and on your feet. Phase 2, your community needs you on your feet. You need your neighbors on their feet. We all need each other on our feet. And in the better position we put ourselves before a disaster strikes, because guess what? Once a disaster happens, they don't exactly tell you first.
Yeah, they kind of just happen.
You're a statistic. If you're not ready, in even the most basic sense, if you have a fucking pocket knife, a multi-tool, a flashlight, and like some spam in the trunk of your car, I promise you, you're doing better than like 52% of people who thought FEMA would just come save them. Please be that person.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well said, Livingston, man. Well said. When he asked the question tonight in the class or the presentation of what do you need to prepare for in these kind of situations, and I spoke up and I said, you need to prepare to be your own first responder for at least 72 hours before help's going to arrive. And you're lucky if help arrives. His point tonight was FEMA is being disbanded. So the help that you were even hoping for, that's not even coming now. Even the last resort, the prepper's nemesis, FEMA. Do you have one of these in your wallet? FEMA does.
Have you at least looked at FEMA? Is the next the evolution of the civil defense stuff of the 50s and 60s.
For sure.
Okay,
for sure.
ready.gov. Ready, the word ready.gov. Go there. They're putting it right in front of you.
Whatever you're thinking about preparing for, there is information there to help you prepare for it. There are downloadable PDFs, printable, laminatable knowledge, these cards to help you make a communications plan with your family. You all sit down at the table and fill these out together, right? Kitchen table, we used to do that stuff back in the day.
I still remember people's phone numbers, or like how to meet up spot, whatever you want to call it. Like I don't know, a side note, like disconnect as much technology as you can from your preps. I know a lot of people, I hear it too much to where I think it's a joke. I'll just Google it. I don't even want. Yeah, I can't with you.
No, learn, man. Learn all you can. Please learn all you can.
Following, let's say, okay, back to the main point here. A freaking big tornado done come through and leveled everything. Guess what? You don't have electricity.
Yeah.
You went off grid involuntarily.
True story.
What are you gonna do? How would you? Never mind how. All right.
Well, you don't have to worry about the phone because the cell phone towers are flattened, so that thing ain't gonna work.
Let's think of this more American terms. That was the best time that she could have said that. I was reminded by my AI assistant to take out my garbage. You see what we as Americans are up against here? I would have forgot. Damn it, she fucked me up. I was on it. I can't get it back.
That's it.
You guys know what I'm saying?
It's all over. Do the things. Get prepared. Extreme weather. It's getting worse, folks. Livingston Man, roll that beautiful bean footage. Hudson Valley Prep.
We wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it go.
Out of here.
We all go